All right, and we are back here on the GSMC Football Podcast. And for the second part of the show, we're going to get into previewing the Lions-Packers game on Sunday. It's one of the biggest games of the weekend, so let's kind of get into it. Packers and Lions, teams that are both on a roll right now. You can make the argument that they are the two best teams in the NFC. It's really the NFC North. The NFC North has the best teams right now. I mean, you could throw the Commanders in there, of course, because they've been playing well. But I just think these are the best teams. They are the teams in the NFC North. And, I feel like I'm kind of disrespecting the Vikings a little bit just because, they were 5-0 and now all of a sudden they've lost two straight and now they're in third place in their division now after being in first for a while. But right now, I would lean towards the Packers and the Lions being the two best teams. And we still have to figure out who's playing quarterback for the Packers because it looks like it's going to be Jordan Love. It does look like that is going to be the case. He did practice in a limited fashion on Thursday. And, looking at the sleeper app, it says realistic chance that he plays on. Adam Schefter was reporting that there's a realistic chance that he plays on Sunday. And I hope he does. Now, if he doesn't, you got Malik Willis. And Malik Willis has done a very nice job filling in for Jordan Love. We did talk about that earlier this week. He has done a very nice job filling in when Jordan Love was out and, of course, came in relief when Jordan Love left the game against Jacksonville on Sunday. But when you're going up against the Lions, it's a whole different ballgame. You got to be able to put up points. And the Packers were fortunate when Jordan Love got hurt that, they were going up against some inferior opponents, against the Colts and, of course, the Titans. And they won those two games, and Jordan Love came back. And they were in a good spot. But, if he misses this game, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to overcome that just because the Lions are putting up points at a high rate. They put up 52 points last week against the Titans, and Jared Goff had under 100 yards passing. That running game is elite with Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. Obviously, we know about the pass catchers, and they're missing Aiden Hutchinson, of course, but they're still getting it done. So I'm curious just to see what they end up doing at the trade deadline, if maybe they trade for a pass rusher, because that's something they definitely need. But like I said, still getting it done. I mean, they've still been, putting up points and winning games even without, Aiden Hutchinson rushing the passer. I mean, they got into a shootout with the Vikings, but they won that. And then, like I said, they put up 52 points against the Titans, winning 52-14. And now they got the Packers, and then they got the Texans next week on Sunday Night Football. And Nico Collins hopefully will be making his return for that game. It just stinks that Diggs is not playing. But Lions actually do have some tough games coming up on the schedule. Because they got the Packers, they got the Texans, they got, the Bears twice. The Packers, they got the Bills. I say the Packers already twice. But, yeah, they got the Packers this week. They got the Packers in Week 14. They got the Bills. They got the 49ers. There are tough games on that schedule. So, but they can handle it because they are the best team right now in the NFC. But kind of taking a look at this game, looking at the league rankings between these two teams. So the Lions are 7th in passing yards per game. Packers are 11th. Rushing yards per game. Both teams are dead even. The Lions are averaging 156.7 points per game, or rushing yards per game. The Packers are averaging 156.9. Packers are 5th, the Lions are 6th. Then in points per game, they're both top 10. The Lions are 1st, averaging 33.4 points per game, and the Packers are 6th, averaging 27 points per game. And then defensively, both teams kind of struggle against the pass. Packers are 22nd, giving up an average of 235.6. and the Lions are giving up an average of 264.7, which is 28th. So if you got Jordan Love in this game, Jordan Love is going to air it out, which could lead to some interceptions, which you have to worry about. But then you got, like the pass he hit to Jaden Reed against the Rams. You'll see plays like that. Then against the run, the Lions are actually 5th. They're both top 10, and the Packers are 10th. So we'll keep an eye on that, although I do think the Packers are going to have their hands full with this running game. And Josh Jacobs, listen, he's been good for them this year. So he could give the Lions run defense some problems. We'll keep an eye on that. And then points allowed, Lions defense is 8th. Packers defense is 12th. So, and looking at both quarterbacks, Jared Goff, started off the season slow, but he's got it going. He only does have 13 touchdowns to 4 picks. Jordan Love has 15 touchdowns to 9 interceptions. He's got 1,547 passing yards. But these are both high-powered offenses. And this is a huge game. This is a huge game because, if the Packers win this game, they're in first place. So, both teams did split last year. You had the Lions on that Thursday night winning in Lambeau. Packers tried to come back, but, it was just too big of a deficit to climb or to overcome. And then the Packers, they went in to Detroit on Thanksgiving, and they won that game. So I would think these two teams are going to split. We will see them play on a Thursday night later this year. Like I said, that'll be on Amazon Prime. Packers, both these teams do play on Thanksgiving. Packers will be playing at night. They'll be playing against the Dolphins. And the Lions will be taking on the Bears. But they will play each other in Detroit later this year on a Thursday night. So, but this game is tough to pick, though. This is tough. I mean, if Jordan Love doesn't play, obviously I'm going to take the Lions. But if he does play, however, right now the line is at the Packers right now are at 2.5. They're 2.5-point underdogs, and I think the line opened up. Actually, the Lions were underdogs when this opened up, but I think in my spread pool, I think the Packers are getting 3, if I'm not mistaken. I just want to double check. So the Packers, they're 3.5-point underdogs in my pool. And obviously the line doesn't change in mine. I've talked about that before. So now it went down to 2.5. I'm gonna say if Jordan Love does play, I might lean the Packers. But if he doesn't play, I'm taking the Lions. It's gonna be a very tough game though, because the Lions just are putting up points better than anybody right now. And now having said that, I still didn't have them ranked at number 1 in my power rankings, but they are one of the best offenses in the NFL, if not the best offense. That team is rolling. And like I said, things that I worry about with the Packers, Jordan Love turning the ball over, because the Lions could definitely take advantage of that. But you know what? Jared Goff could turn the ball over too. I think the Lions are going to continue to rely on their running game at times. I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs has been awesome this year. I mean, both running backs have been awesome this year. The Packers are going to have their hands full with that. And I think the Lions are going to find success running the football. But, they don't have Aiden Hutchinson in this game, so, and if they're not a very good pass defense, and Jordan Love can exploit that with the weapons that he has at his disposal. Now, obviously, when you look at the pass catchers in this game, AmonRaSt.Brown you rank at number 1. He is the best receiver in this game. But Packers got good receivers over there. Romeo Doubs is doing well. Jaden Reed. Obviously, you want to see Christian Watson get it going. I mean, he had a touchdown a couple of weeks ago against the Cardinals, and Dontavian Wicks has had his moments. Tucker Kraft, he's been good for them this year, the tight end. They got a lot of young weapons on this team, and like I said before, Josh Jacobs running the football effectively for them this year. So, if Jordan Love plays, I mean, this game's going to be a shootout. And I would say take the over in this game. Or maybe do some kind of alternate over, if you can. Because the over-under for this game, if I can go back to it, Right now, it's 48. I mean, I could see this game being like a 30-27 game, something like that. Because the Packers put up points too. I mean, last week they won 30-27 over the Jaguars. And like I said, the Lions put up 52 points. So this could definitely be a high-scoring game. So I'm going to lean, if Jordan Love plays because they're home, I'm going to take the Packers. I don't feel great about it because the Lions are playing so good. But, Packers are at home, and I think they're going to be ready for this game. But it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough because their defense is going to have their hands full. If the Packers could get a pass rush like they did against the Texans, if they can get after Jared Goff, and Jared Goff is not a mobile quarterback. I mean, he can move around when he has to, but, he's more of he's closer to a traditional pocket passer than he is a mobile guy. So if the Packers could get after him and make his life hard, then they can definitely win this game. And I think the Packers will put up points in this game. But they can't fall behind. That's the one thing you don't want to do. So if Jordan Love plays, I like the Packers. But if he doesn't play, I'm going to take the Lions. But let me know what you guys think about this game. Who do you think wins? Let me know in the comments. So before we go to break, I just want to remind you guys once again to tip or donate and get your comments recognized. Make sure to hit that super chat button in the chat of any thought or comment you may have about the live broadcast. I will acknowledge it. Just makes the show more lively, more entertaining between myself, the host, and you guys, the viewers. We appreciate you guys' viewership each and every day, so any contribution you can make to the show means the world to us as we put out content for you guys each and every day. Also, the other way to help out the show is by going to the link at the bottom of the show segment on the ticker, GSMCPodcast.net. That is GSMCPodcast.net. That was probably the first time that I say it, and the link is still there. Because usually when I'm saying it, the link, goes off the screen. So you can't see it. But yeah, make sure to do that. We greatly appreciate it. So when we come back from our second break of the show, we will get into talking about another divisional matchup between the Bills and the Dolphins. We'll get into all that, talk about it when we return from our second break. So with that being said, stick around, and we'll be right back here on the GSMC Football Podcast.